A fresh bruise swells on the huntress's cheekbone. Wenduag releases a furious hiss, reminiscent of a nest of fighting vipers. I am so sick and tired of it. I can't tell what irritates me more, the stupidity of the uplanders' way of life, or the arrogance with which they call anything else savagery. Perception. Take a closer look at Wenduag. Under her mask of anger, you can clearly see her insecurity and wounded pride. What happened? Avoiding eye contact with you, Wenduag's growls quiet slightly. It was nothing. I just had a run-in with a bunch of morons who have crap for brains. Tell me everything. This crooked tiefling approached me. He was fawning over me and smiling, and he brought me some good wine, and he kept saying that he'd be thrilled if I just take a look at his weapons. He said he was a craftsman and that he'd be really flattered if a fighter of my quality appraised his work. So I did, and he kept pushing. Take a look at this blade. Try out this bow. The scumbag. So I chose a dagger for myself, a good one, with a blackened blade and a skinner. I really liked it. I picked it up, praised the work of that horn-headed scum, told him he was a decent craftsman and that I was impressed, and off I went. But then he pounced on me, grabbed my arm. You must understand, master, that I couldn't let that go unpunished. So I knocked his teeth out with the handle of that very same dagger. And he started yelling that I stole from him, and a crowd gathered, and everyone was giving me dirty looks, like they were all so superior, as if I was some savage who crawled out from a hole just to bother these squeaky clean scumbags. What do they know? In Nethome, every craftsman sees it as an honor if a hunter chooses his weapons, and these uplanders... Ugh. Wenduag's eyes are ablaze, and she lets out a hiss, baring her teeth, but bewilderment still seeps into her voice. This world is full of idiots. Sometimes I feel like knocking a couple of teeth out too. Wenduag answers with antsy chuckle, then immediately throws a wary glance at you. You're not saying that to comfort me, are you? I don't need to be comforted. Comfort a fighter who's not afraid of blades or demon claws? Don't be ridiculous. Her expression clearing, Wenduag nods and regains her usual ease. I knew you would understand. It's not like I give a damn what they say. Why would I? Stupid uplanders. Ha! The huntress's voice sounds a little too nonchalant. There's just one question left to answer. What should I do with this dagger now? An elegant weapon with a blackened blade appears in Wenduag's hands. Give her 500 gold coins. Give this money to the tiefling you took it from. I'd much rather give him a few good kicks up the... But, as you wish. With a contented smile, Wenduag bows before you. Wenduag greets you with a servile bow. Master, how can I serve you? Wanna have some fun? Just you and me. Growling softly, Wenduag breaks into a smug smile. You didn't have to ask. Wenduag stretches her muscles with grace and a kind of animal shamelessness, directing a contented glance at you from under half-closed lids. That was good. I wasn't wrong about you. Like a satisfied cat, the huntress smiles softly and runs her fingers along her body, over the places your hands touched only moments before. Her little claws carefully scratch her firm, scar-covered skin. Did you like it? A long, delighted groan escapes Wenduag's lips. Yes, I did. I enjoyed it very much. Examine Wenduag's scars. Among the variety of battle marks, a rather gruesome, ragged scar on her left collarbone catches your eye. It's an uneven line that goes along her shoulder, skirting it and ending at the shoulder blade. Several long scars stretching across Wenduag's back suggest she has been whipped. You see fresh crimson cuts and abrasions on her elbows and chin. Some of them look quite deep and were hastily pulled together with crude stitches. Over time, they will turn white and become the newest addition to the landscape of scars on the fighter's lithe body.
So, will this change anything between us?
No, why should it? We just had some fun and made each other feel good. Why should it change anything? Or are you worried I'll be throwing myself at you every chance I get and demanding you breed with me? You can relax. That's not going to happen.
Tell me about your scars.
A flattered smile graces her lips. I've got plenty of those. Which one do you want me to tell you about?
This horrible scar on your collarbone. Where did you get that?
Pride flares in the huntress's eyes. I got this one off a dire rat. It was a good hunt, and after, the tribe named me the best hunter.
Tell me about the encounter.
It was one tough dire rat, as big as horses are up here on the surface. It was old, cunning, and vicious. We'd never met the likes of it before. Another Neether and I ran into it when we were scouting some distant caves. The rat snatched the first guy and dragged him into its burrow, and I rushed after them. I cornered it in a cramped little cave, and I yelled and singed its whispers with my torch. I got it nicely riled up and short. It jumped at me, jaw snapping, and the next thing I see is my whole arm disappearing into its maw. My spear got smashed to pieces, and the chunk of wood that I was holding in my hand got stuck inside its throat. The beast was wheezing, writhing, hopping around me on its hind legs, trying to bite my arm off, but I just held the wood of my spear tighter while I groped for the knife on my belt. As soon as I did, I sank the blade deep into that old rat's crotch. He squealed like you wouldn't believe. All the young rats in the caves were mourning the loss of those Grey family jewels that night. With our eyes half closed, Wenduag savors the pleasant memories. It was dying for half a gong, tried to get on its feet again 6 times, the long-toothed beast, but I just knocked it back down on the rocks till it finally kicked the bucket, and only then could I get my arm out of its maw. No one in the tribe had ever done anything like that before. No one.
And you weren't afraid to go after that monster to save your friend?
No, he never stood a chance. I saw the rat chew right through his spine. But he did have a nice axe and a decent bow on him when he died, and the tribe can't afford to lose good weapons. You need weapons to hunt for food. So I didn't go after the rat to save a friend. I went to get back the axe and bow, and that's what I did.
This scar just adds to your appeal.
I know. It works like a charm on warriors. As soon as they see it, they go soft as putty, because they understand who they are dealing with.
These marks on your back, are they from a whip? Were you punished?
Punished? You could say that, yes. I was a very naughty girl, and I was punished for it. But I've also left my fair share of scars on others.
You like it rough?
Her lids lower, and she releases a sinuous hiss. Yes, power excites me, and feeling my own defenselessness just adds an extra thrill. My back burning from the bite of the whip, a firm hand resting on the back of my neck, my partner's voice hard as steel. Is there anything more sweet and tempting in this world? Only me, standing behind my lover, with my hands wrapped around their neck, squeezing. Biting her lip, Wenduag sends you a long look filled with shameless promise.
Have you had many lovers before me?
A girl like me can always find a willing partner anytime she wants to have sex, and I really don't want it. In the caves, I usually chose land. Sometimes they were strong hunters from other tribes who I found attractive. And, of course, Hasilla. Could she resist dragging me into her bed? Of course she couldn't.
So you were Hasilla's lover?
I had no choice. She had her eyes on me from the start, and if I said no, she would have gotten rid of me. The things we do for survival, right? so I had to swallow everything she had for me. Her knife play, her whip, her habit of choking me real good before getting down to the main event. Rolling her shoulders languidly, Wenduag doesn't even try to hide the lust in her voice. It was so horrible.
You have some interesting proclivities.
Everyone has a right to some fun every now and then. Wenduag's eyes roll back dreamily.
Where did you get these fresh scratches? In battle?
Ah, that's nothing. I had a fight with a few crusaders, 5 of them to be precise, but I think I got the one on my chin before that. Now that was a good honest fight, 1-on-1.
Why do you pick fights with the crusaders?
Wenduag brushes a lock of hair away with a nonchalant gesture. To make them respect me, of course. There's no better way to gain recognition than knocking out the biggest local bully. Besides, some uplanders still don't know they should tread lightly and keep their thoughts to themselves around the proud folk of Nethone. So sometimes I have to put those loudmouths in their place. And well, fighting is fun. With a pleased laugh, Wenduag admires her bruised knuckles. I've told you already that I'm not always good at getting along with uplanders. That story with the tiefling and the dagger, that wasn't a one-off, let's put it that way.
Don't give them an inch.
No chance of that. Anyone who dares to disrespect me will be spitting their pride out along with their teeth.
My curiosity has been satisfied.
Wenduag looks at you with interest. You've got a lot of interesting scars yourself. One day, you'll tell me about them.
We've enjoyed ourselves, but now it's time to get back to work.
Flashing her fangs, Wenduag shakes off her sweet languor. Right, it's time to go and kill someone. Do you know what would make this perfect? A nice, satisfying kill. A kill, a drink, and then back to bed. My body hurts all over, but the pain is delicious. You were absolutely merciless with me, and I loved it. I feel more alive than ever. Don't think you've tamed me now. You have to try much harder to do that.